Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever it is that you are joining us from. We are happy that you are able to join us tonight once again for an exciting interview that is coming up and for an exciting time with us here at Track and Field Totnet, where we talk about track and field that we love and where we learn about track and field and we deal with the things that has happened over the weekend and the times that we have seen, but also to just keep in the know of what is happening in the space. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all. Good night, Zavian. How are you doing today?
Good night, Latoya. Thanks for having me tonight. Good night to my viewers, my audience in YouTube land and Facebook. As Latoya said, what was subscribe? Click
Like,
the
like,
click the
share, and subscribe. Remember,
like,
as you
share,
come
and
along,
subscribe. Come on
just
over.
remember to like, share, and subscribe
As
if
Latoya
you
said,
have not done so as yet. And also, even if you have, just remember to share our pages so that persons others can also be in the know and be here with us while we go along and while we do what we love, because it is exciting. I mean, times are
yes, I wanted to say my fans. Yes, I have fans.
he wanted to say his fans. Thank you so much, Karon. Karon, of course, reminding me it is share, like, and subscribe. You see, the next time I'm going to do this, I'm going to bring Second King to do it because Second King have this spot. Definitely. I mean, time is winding down. Time is winding down as the 2025 season definitely has begun. We are seeing juniors dropping times. We are seeing seniors doing their own things also. Some exciting times and some things that are getting us excited for the 2025 season that is about to blow up or explode. It is great to see things happening in the space and in the sphere. A matter of fact, I mean, we are just couple days away from Gibson McCook release. And I know definitely that a lot of persons are looking forward for that, because we get to see the juniors go out for their school running relays. We get to see some seniors coming out running relays for their clubs or institutions. So definitely we definitely want to see what that will hold. I mean, normally we look at Gibson relays to help us to kind of have an idea of what to come for champs in terms of how some schools would set up their teams. I mean, some changes will happen, but I do know that the high schools tend to use it as their avenue to see where their team is at or how to maneuver their team. Welcome. Good night, Rassi. Good evening to you, King. It's great to have you here with us tonight. Hey, Shauna K. It's great also to have you. So welcome to those who are early to the class. We keep class over here. So welcome to those who are early to the class. Zavian, is there anything specific or any team specific that you're looking forward to see over this Gibson Makukule's come
um,
Saturday?
it's dubbed Kingston College Sports Day, so they get to come out and show.
I may not even know why I'd bother to ask you that question
they,
because
they get to show what is in store for champs. I don't think you'll get that. Just a chance to run. I'm looking forward to see the stadium track. I haven't seen it over the last couple of years. Whether events, um, I realize that there are conflicting scheduling for the stadium in different realm of sports. One news reporter said that um, time is against us to get the stadium ready for champs. So let us see if the track can stand up for everything that should come within the next 2 months.
So you don't think time is against us to get the stadium ready?
Um, Pretty much it is. So what should have
I do
happened?
believe that time is against us to get the stadium ready.
What should have happened is that call a spade, decide which events you really want to host in the stadium this year, and create a priority list because um, events after events will never give you the time to fix the stadium that you're supposed to get it where it's supposed to be. Persons would say, why keep champs in the stadium? Um, we could try something different. It gives you the opportunity to open doors to other facilities, bring it maybe a different part of the country. Never know. Um, Years gone by when the stadium wasn't available, went to GC Foster for a little bit. So it's nothing new to not wanting to hold major high school events in the stadium. So
But I would rebut wanting to put a championship as the magnitude of that of champs at GC Foster. GC Foster doesn't have the
uh,
currently there is no um, track or space that have
can I
the
say something to you, Latoya? Um, what year was it again? Maybe a decade ago. GC wasn't to the standard, and they held championship.
why currently Zavian
And
number
what?
one
No, you
GC
don't.
Foster doesn't have can't hold the magnitude.
No, we don't need people. We don't need people in the stadium. This is where business come into play. No, listen. When GC hosted championship, we weren't allowed in GC Foster. They
Well,
didn't have
Zavian,
they didn't have the magnitude of doing it. So it's you
Zavian,
got
Kingston College is celebrating their 100th year, their centennial year, and you're telling me that you would want to put even if we take that away, you're telling me that you would want to put us or you would want to put me um into the feel of what we went through when we couldn't
Latoya.
have people in the
Okay,
stadium for
Latoya.
the
Okay,
Olympics.
okay, Latoya. Let me tell you what's going to happen. The stadium will never be fixed then, because this week is Gibson, the next 2 weeks is Champs. Everybody's looking to Grand Slam. This is where we want to. A lot of people don't see it, but Jamaican track and field is only seen when there are global championship, when we have super athletes running. We don't have a legacy. We have not been creating a legacy over the last couple of years to live
And you
off.
hurt my chest.
We have a legacy. We have not added to the legacy that we had for the last 10 years. I don't think anything has been added to that legacy to say that it's out there. Listen, I said it a couple of years ago. I'm going to say it again. Thank God for the Usain Bolt era. Without the Usain Bolt era,
And
we're stagnant. We're stagnant, pretty much stagnant. Track
but
and field is
sometimes
more.
let me
Listen,
trying
I'm
though.
sorry. I'm sorry. We have guests, but track and field, Latoya, is it's not where it used to be, and we are just like West Indies cricket. We were on top. Everybody learned the trade. Everybody start market it properly. No, West Indies don't have a cricket team that can win anything. Unfortunately, I think that's where Jamaican track and field is going. If they don't change it, because
I'll leave it to that.
something simple as fixing the stadium should have been priority, and you decide what you want to put in the stadium and what is not to be held in the stadium. How can you want to fix the stadium for boys and girls championship and hosting Gibson 4 weeks before? The wear and tear, Dick, it's not gonna happen unless the lady have some magic wand. She go wheel. I'm praying it
All right.
happen,
So
Latoya.
okay. All right. So as I said tonight, we will be joined by one of our juniors, along with his coach, and that is Johan-Ramaldo Smythe and Coach Smythe that will be here with us so that we are able to have conversations about what is to come as it relates to their season in 2025. So Track and Field.net, we welcome tonight with us Johan-Ramaldo Smythe and his coach slash dad, Garth Smythe. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Good night.
Night.
How are you doing?
Well, presently a little tired, but we're in good spirits.
You're in good spirits. That's good
Yes.
to hear. Okay, I was trying to see if I could see a little bit better. Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much for accepting our invitation to be here with us and
Not a
also
problem.
to have a talk with us as it relates to what is happening down at Mushe, what is happening with Hope. Can you pronounce your name for me, please? Because it was a struggle for me. I keep have to be thinking about it when I'm calling it.
It is Johan-Ramaldo Smythe.
It's Yo. Okay, it's Johan. Okay, so I wasn't that wrong. I had to be consciously thinking about how to pronounce the J, if it's pronounced as the R or actually being silent. But thank you for that correction. So I won't get it wrong again.
And just for some clarity, he was named after one Ramaldo Rose and one Johan.
Break.
Yes.
So
right.
So
He
Ramaldo roll rice rolls from Camperdown, right?
Camperdown.
There we go.
Interesting. So Ramaldo, you were born a star before you were even born. You realize that's what that is that is telling you, that you are literally born a star before you were born, and that stardom in yourself, I will say you are living up to that expectation so far, in my viewpoint, becoming a star in your own right so far. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So that just give us a little background in terms of where your name came from and stuff. Outside of your name, tell us a little about you, who you are outside of your name.
Outside of my name, I am very humble. Likes movie, likes video games, travel. Likes to travel, and don't really like the cold.
You don't.
That get me started because I watch a clip that for me I've been away from the local circuit. So I went researching you. I saw you did New York.
Yeah.
A couple of months ago. How did that treat you? You said you didn't like the cold, so that should be different.
To me, New York was better than Penn Relays.
Okay.
Was not so cold in New York.
Okay.
Wow, interesting.
Well, it's different. It's different time of the year, but if you say so.
Okay, that's interesting. So, how is training for you in terms of where your body is at for your 2025 season? Because we know that, as Zavian said, you did the New York indoor meet, and you said you like it because it wasn't all that cold. So where's your body at now, preparing for your big championship that is coming up in March?
I'm trying to get stronger and working on my start.
Stronger and working on your start. Okay. Coach Smythe, question for you.
Yes.
What are some of your expectations or your desires for him as an athlete and for him as your son?
Well, there are some short-term goals, long-term goals. Some of our short-term goals are already met, but as it relates to this season, is to go through the season injury-free, um aspirations on making another character team, and maybe the under 18 team and the under 20 team, and just to continue progressing. I am not rushing him. We are not in any rush whatsoever. We are taking things day by day, step by step. My mantra with him is 1% improvement every day. I try to encourage him not to look at what the other athletes are doing or times they are running. Concentrate on him, what he has to do on a daily basis. You know, and a lot of persons will see me and him more, but his mother plays an integral part also in what's going on.
You said his mom plays an integral part. We know
Right.
that. Mhm.
Yeah, she plays an integral part in terms of assisting with his development, is the day-to-day planning. It's a teamwork with me and his mom, the day-to-day planning, how we structure things. Because remember, he is still young. He's in 11th grade. He has already obtained some CXCs from 9 and 10 grade.
Congrats.
So, right. So it's not just on the track he's excelling. He's excelling off the track also. So that's why I says we are surrounded him with a team, myself, his moms, and I won't go in details with any other names, but we are surrounded him with a team. And but like I said before, we have some short-term goals, long-term goals, and we are working day by day, to achieve.
What to achieve what it is that you want to achieve.
Right, right.
Okay.
And one of my slogans also for him is that the best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come.
Right.
Indeed. I like that. I like that. Rohan, question for you. You just concluded Western Championships, right? Um, how did you take the rounds moving into the finals? How was that for you in terms of you had to go through the rounds and stuff
Training.
and then move into the final? How was that for you?
It's training.
It's training. In training, you do repetition after repetition, so it doesn't really affect you if you're consistently doing the same thing over and over.
Okay. So therefore it felt
You're
easy, or it felt just right in your body ways in terms of where you're at and how it is that you wanted to bring forth everything.
Yes, it was right in where my training is right now. So yes,
Can continue. I didn't hear you. Sorry about that.
So that's how I'm training. Basically, it's training.
basically it was training. So yes, it's right in where my body is right now. So it didn't really affect me. I wasn't really tired going through the rounds at Western Champs.
Okay. What are some of your hope for the national team in terms of national representation? I know that you did represent us nationally, but for this 2025 season, what is it that you are wishing to achieve representing or wearing the national colors?
To reach one of the under 20 finals.
Okay. Are you looking forward to maybe being a part of the Carifta team this year?
Yes, I am.
Okay, interesting. Thank you. How does it feel, or is it harder being that you have dad as your coach? Is it more harder on you being that he's that?
Not not really. It's I just have to stay focused and push through. It's not harder to me
to you?
or for me. Yeah.
Coach Smythe,
Yes.
How do you find coaching him as your son? How do you get to separate the coach aspect of you, knowing that he's and the dad aspect of you?
For some reason, it comes in very easy to me. He's very coachable, and as young as he is, he's also knowledgeable. So our talks in between reps, our talks after training or before training, is very mature as it relates to, you know, this training and what we have to get done. So it's very, he makes it fun for me. It makes it fun, you know. Not saying he's not pushed when he's supposed to be pushed, or if he's slacking off a bit or so, but he makes it very fun because he wants to work hard. He has set goals for himself where he works at them, so he makes it very easy for me and for himself.
Okay, so you don't find sometimes that you feel like you're pushing him too hard just because he's your son. You just because
No,
it's so easy to coach, it just comes naturally.
no, it's natural. And for most part, even if I'm running like say a half an hour late for training, he'll be the one reminding, hey, let's go, we gotta go, we're late.
That's admirable.
Yeah.
That's admirable, Ramaldo. I must say that because you find that sometimes, because you are running late as a coach, I would just want to sit down and wait on you until you come to do what needs to be done. But you're saying that he takes the opportunity to tell you that we need to go, we need to come, and we need
Right.
to get it done. Okay. Can I peek into somewhere?
Yeah.
I want to ask both of you the same question. What is your hopes for him for champs? And same question for you, Rohan. What are your hopes for champs in terms of your achievements for this year?
My goal is always the same since Clash 3 to make it into any one of the finals, and then anything is possible.
Okay. Any time expectations? No? You just want once you get into the final, then as you said, anything is possible.
Yes, miss.
Okay. Coach?
Well, it's always the same. One of my thing is get into the finals, and once we're in a finals, then you know we lay it on the line, and whatever at the end of the race, whatever it is, it is.
Okay. Rohan, which one do you prefer? Which one is your best? Which event is your best event? Which one? If you had to choose, which one would be the one that you would choose?
Um, the 200 meters.
Why?
I really don't know. Just I have this love for it.
Okay. I'm happy that you would choose the 200 meters for many reasons. One, I mean, we see where our athletes tend to be phasing away from the 200 meters and finding that we have more persons kind of wanting to be a part of the 100 and so forth. So that's why I ask you, why would you prefer to choose the 200 meters over any other one? And then again, we also see a bright future for you where that is concerned. Um, and we do believe that you will, bring great things into that event, which we are hoping that will also continue to encourage others to not just doing the event because the coach may say you can do it, but do it because you love it. As you said, it just feels right to you. So it is something that we're happy that you like or love that event. And in the same breath, you have been compared to the great Usain Bolt.
Wow.
How do you feel about being compared to the great man in Dr. Usain Bolt? Being that he has done, great things around for himself, for the country, for the sport at large. And it is the event that, and also with the events that you do like and the one that you love.
It's it's it is an honor to be compared to to Usain Bolt. He's a legend, the best to ever do this. So it's a great feeling to be compared to him.
Okay. Do you, how do you phase with the noise? At times because you're young, um, you tend to use social medias a lot. Some young persons, I don't know if you are fully into social media like that, but I mean, fans tend to have their own viewpoint or own expectations outside of your expectation for yourself, your coach's expectation for you, and therefore, when it is that athletes on a whole doesn't live up to a fan expectation, we tend to put our own thought space out there. If it is that you do experience those stuff, how it is that you deal with them, or how do you cope with it, how do you block it out, and how do you deal with it?
Mm. I'm really a person that likes to listen to music, so music is one way for me to stay focused or get away from the social media world or overall.
Okay. Coach Smythe,
Yeah.
we see that you are doing great things with Mushet. I mean, you
Right.
have two of our great juniors now, one in your son, and you have Shania, but also you have a team of youngsters that we see that you are bringing up into the fore. How is that going for you, and what has embodied you to basically basically made this happen in this time, in this season?
I
What is the difference? What is different now?
it's first and foremost, I let me thank these kids for believing in me, believing in what we're doing. And I made mention last year and the year before that it is very hard, very difficult to convince or try to recruit a student to come to Mushet to be a student athlete. You know, most person, I have never been lucky on the recruiting trail. So, I know I stay away. So the kids I have are the ones that came out. I invited them out. They came out, and they trusted what I told them, and it's manifesting. It's very hard. It's very difficult. You know, a day in day out basis based on circumstances. But like I said, I must give them all the praises for the trust, and the belief, and it's manifesting for them. And you made mention of two juniors, which is Johan and Shania, but there's also Osman Holt, who
Osman.
has not, yes, who has not been mentioned a lot, but he made the Carifta team last year. He would have won the decathlon at National Olympic Trials 2024. But I realize he's not been mentioned a lot. He opened this season this year, the first race of the season, he got hurt, but his recovery is coming along, so we expect him to do well at champs in the decathlon again.
Okay.
And he as the captain of the team he's another person that works real hard.
So it's also one to watch.
Yes.
Continue to watch.
Right. Well, this is his last year of at National Boys and Girls Champs. So, we we are hoping for the best for him moving on to his next endeavor. But based on his recovery right now, based on where he's at, he should be ready for Champs 2025.
Okay. All right. So, well, we definitely will be looking out to see him and to see what it is that will come. We wish him all the best based on his recovery, that what is happening also, so that we will continue to see more names coming from Mushet.
Right.
I was at 2 Saturdays back at GC Foster and sitting down watching your girls go at it for the relay.
Right.
And it was something to watch. It was the way in which you spoke with them, the way in which you brought them out, instruct them, and then for them to execute. That was something, in my viewpoint, good, because I've seen where, other school athletes were asking questions, but your athletes understood the assignment. That in my viewpoint, you would have given onto them for them to execute much. So I do believe that you're doing a great job at Mushet, and therefore Mushet will continue to be a name on the map and a force to be reckoned with in their own way.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I'm going to play a clip and then I'm going to ask a question to
All
both
right.
of you guys. Definitely.
Johan-Ramaldo Smythe from Mushet gets a good start. On the outside, Dennis from Jamaica College is going well. On the inside, though, Matheson from William Nib is flying. Johan-Ramaldo Smythe missed out on the 100-meter gold, but he's flying now, as Wolmer's did in Class 3. Mushet does in Class 2. It's back-to-back victory for Mushet. History at the National Stadium, 21.35 for Johan-Ramaldo Smythe. Shania Douglas will celebrate with him because the gold medals are going west.
What history! We have to love it. You have to love it. How many of us even know where Mushet High School is? They're both on the track running. They're going to his father. That's the coach, Garth Smythe. Look at him. Oh my God, I better not cry on the people's TV. Johan-Ramaldo Smythe hugging his dad. They have made it
away. Johan-Ramaldo Smythe from Mushet gets a good start.
My question to you both is, what was that feeling like when all that happened? Dad, you would have watched it very much, seen it happen, seen him coming around that bend, coming off the curve, coming down the stretch and everything, and then literally seen him crossing that line first. Then to watch him coming around as if he's still running a race, coming around to you. What was that feeling like? How did you feel in that moment?
All right. Up until this point, I honestly can't explain the feeling. I can't. No, I don't know, based on where I was sitting with his moms and a few other persons. It was way up in the stand. So I don't know either how I got down there that quick. All I know, it happened. I don't know how. I can't explain it, and I can't explain the feeling. All I know is that it was an high. I don't know how to explain the feeling. I don't even know how I got through the gate, got through on the track, got through around there. And I am not sure if he knew I was coming around at the finishing line to greet him. None of them, either Shanoy, I don't know. I don't think she knew that, I was coming out.
Mr. Smikes, good evening.
Yes, even. Not bad.
So that race for me, I remember last year, those two races has proven to Jamaica that the program that you have at Machette is not one that just came out of the woodwork. To win Class 2 male and female gold medals at boys and girls champs, you must have had these athletes coming through the ranks, building
Yes.
them. It come to forefront. Now I would say the target is on your back because because they want to know what's going on down in Machette.
Right.
They really want to know what's going on. How long have you been a coach though? Because it's no feat to get. You can get a girl to run fast, but to get a girl and a boy to run fast in the same championship, it's not by luck or by chance. It must be something that embedded in you.
Well, I appreciate that, but it's over 20 plus years of coaching,
Okay.
and I have worked with a few senior athletes locally in the past. I've also had on hand with Akeem Blake at Merlin Otti,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and there are a few other juniors that I had worked with before. Jack Harvey, Andrew Fisher, just to name a few.
So
At the tail end,
you have a pretty good resume then.
yeah, at the tail end, the tail end of Xavier Brown's career, So there are a few athletes that
You have worked with.
yeah.
Okay. Rohan, tell me how you feel, how you felt, what was going through your mind. I mean, the race in itself, then running around, running with your training partner, meeting dad, all of that. What was going through your head?
The race itself, my body, my mind, I was ready. Out of all the races I run that season, the 200-meter finals, I was ready. Warm up, I only did one stride out, and I told them that I'm ready to go out. The race now, after the race, excited, happy, lot of emotions.
Lots of emotions. Okay. Well, we could see, those little emotions little bit coming out. I mean, the way in which you celebrated, the way in which you ran around the stadium. I mean, you literally almost seemed like you wanted to run another 200. You finished the race and ran right back around there, I mean, so we definitely could see that. And we hope to see something again like that come next month. Definitely. Because
We're
we're
working on it. We're working on it.
working on it based on what you said, how your body feels and stuff,
Right.
and what you and coach is working on. Coach, there's a question from HP Track. She's saying event specific training techniques for sprints, distance, hurdles, jumps, throws, and relays. Based on your knowledge, how early should an athlete focus on those levels?
Well, it varies. It varies, and one of my philosophies is, for a young athlete, is you let them experiment with all the events. You let them experiment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right. So next week we'll have Gibson. How do
Yeah.
you prepare your team to do that festival? Because we call it festival. How do you prepare your team to do a festival like that, knowing that they're training for their specific events?
Well, there are precautions that we will be taking, and then it's they're already advised we are going out there for take care of business, but have fun and remember what's our ultimate goal.
Okay. So we will be seeing a power packed team as best as possible for Gibson come next week then?
Well, it's a lot of persons might think it's not a large team, It's very
Right, we know.
right. It's a very small team, and sometimes you wish for things, some things to happen, but then it's in the creator's hands. So you just go with his plan.
I mean, there's a very, very small team, but a very packed, explosive team that you have over Mushet, though.
Right.
That we have been seeing. I mean, you guys just move in silence and doing all
Right.
that you guys have been doing.
I
Right.
remember what's his name? I can't forget his name. The commentator from last year said a lot of people don't know where Mushet is.
That was Bruce James. Bruce James
Bruce,
said that.
Mr. James. So a lot of people don't know where Mushet is. I know it's a small town, small little place, but how support is the community around you. Knowing that you bring back so much pride to the school.
Well, I don't live in that community, so I don't get the chance to interact with most of the persons living in that community. So it's a very hard question for me to answer.
Very hard question.
Very hard. That's very hard because I don't live in that community. I live in Montego Bay. I commute to Wakefield every day.
Okay. Very, very challenging. Keith,
Right.
it boils the back up to what Kino has on the screen. He said a lot of times the non-traditional high school don't get the support they need to finance their program, for instance, nutrition, which is important, equipment.
So true.
Even access to medical attention. How do you manage? And does that lack of financing affect you at all?
Well, it does affect. It is affecting, but I try to make do with what I can.
Okay, fair enough. There's a lot of speculations going out. We have your son here, and we have Shania Douglas. The moment these athletes become superstars, the brands will come at them. The major shoe company will come at them.
Right.
How do you foresee to manage? Because as you said, Mr. Holt is in his final stage of championship.
Right.
Moving into, are you an integral part of these student athletes' life when it comes on to making decisions going forward?
Yes, I play an integral part, and it's the families, the teams. We sit and we all make plans, make decisions, and we make the best decisions for the these kids.
Okay.
It is what is best for them, and that's the decision that is, they also have a say. They also have, their input in all that is being done.
Okay.
As a coach and as a parent of an athlete of Johan caliber, what is, for example, your best advice if, for example, Johan is offered to go pro at this stage now? What is your best advice to junior athletes who would be, given that mammoth task and decision to be made? How do you advise them to go about choosing whether to decide to go pro at this stage or wait?
Well, for each individual, it's different. For each athlete, it's different. And your team, your team, and when I say your team, your family, your immediate team is very, very, very important in making this decision. All right. It's not just about the money, but it's about how you are going to function as a professional. It's very key right there.
Understood. I really appreciate that answer.
Right.
Um, Kino says, before we even get to the brands and shoe companies, as a former coach, I know that the more traditional high schools will offer the world fridge, stove, washing machine, and all the powerful money. How do you get them to stay with you and not just your son, but others who are you are coaching now and in the past?
Well, I'm laughing while you brought that up. Well, when you're on, as a class 4 competing with the class 3, we got that a lot. It was like a daily thing. They were coming daily, weekly, monthly. But, it wasn't about money for us, you know. And then now, like I said earlier with these set of kids, it's about them believing in what we are doing, believing in where they're at now and where they want to go. And a lot of times, these same kids from the smaller schools, they will be doing well at the smaller programs, and you see they transfer to a major program, and then you don't hear or see them again.
And then they would have to eventually sit a year out.
Right, they sit a year out,
They
and
sit a year out, so that dissolve a lot of what was already out there.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's, like I said, it's the trust. It's what I'm very honest with them. I put it on the table. What can happen, what will happen, what is going to happen if they just believe, buy in, and be consistent on a daily basis.
And I'll agree with you. The smaller programs will work better for most junior athletes because it takes them away from the noise.
Right.
I'm a Kingston College old boy, and
Right.
if your son went to KC, he'll be competing for that spot. He wouldn't be handed to him.
I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's added pressure. You'll be
Right.
competing for the 1-2 spot, or if you can make the relay team. So you in a
Right.
small program, you'll be like, all right, I'm good. Let me work on making the final. Like
Right.
KC Sports Day, you're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 boys can make the team. You have to be always out there.
Right.
And the same thing with Shania too. She can pay more attention in developing her skill instead of worrying about making a team. The spot is already there. Let us develop what we have and get better at it. So
Right.
I think a smaller school or a smaller program does work, does have its benefits. It might not get the financial input as much the larger school have, but on the larger scale, and believe you me, a lot of people don't follow though, but the smaller schools do get into colleges abroad, which takes me to the next question. They get those scholarships. They get those full scholarships easier than the
So
larger
true.
schools. And
Yes,
a lot
so
of people
true.
don't pay attention because you have
Right.
a lot of, from even the West, a lot of persons don't know a lot of names, but they get into colleges.
They get into college. That's so true.
They get into colleges from the West. So a lot of people, it's just that the West hasn't been on the forefront that much when it comes on to track and field. But I love that it's coming back. That person can look to say, you know what, the second city do have some superstars there, and it's not about corporate or the traditional schools in Kingston. Because I was arguing in Latoya, I would love to see boys and girls champs in Montego Bay.
Wow. Don't we all?
I would love to see
Yeah,
it.
man.
I would love to see that side. That's one of my things. One of the years, move it. Let the country move to something different. See something
Right.
different.
And I agree with you.
So before I go to my question, I take the statement from DeAndre. DeAndre said, we as a smaller traditional high schools does not prioritize champs. That is the main reason we last longer, while other said schools will drill athletes to compete at champs.
the Andre might get in trouble.
And I agree. I agree with him so much. I can't agree with him no more. He is so right. And it's the
So
same thing
right.
I tell Johan, Shania. And before I go a little bit further, unlike Johan, who would have gotten to a semi-final in his first year at Champs as a class 4, Shania got knocked out in the East. And a lot of persons don't know that.
Don't remember.
Right. Persons are saying where she come from, where she come from, but they didn't do their homework and realize that she didn't advance from her Eats.
Yes.
A lot
But
of people, yeah.
But to I tell them every day, there is more to track and field than national boys and girls champs.
When you get in trouble, coach, because
No, but
some school belief says the end result of what track and field is.
and I am prepared for that. If that's it, if that I am prepared to get in trouble because the truth might hurt and I might ruffle a few feathers, but that's what it is. And if you heard me earlier when I said we have some long-term plans and short-term goals, the short term is just competing at champs, but there's a bigger picture.
There's a bigger picture.
Yes.
I remember when I was going to school. I had one coach. A lot of people. If I speak the story, people would realize. I had a father-son coach that the son run every event that he could.
Okay, I know who it is.
Could in champs to win, and it was really heart-rending to see a father to do that to his child to win championship.
And I would never do that to Johan-Ramaldo Smythe. I would never do that, and I would never do that to no athlete. As a matter of fact. If I see something is wrong and I said I'm going to pull you, we have a standoff and we have to negotiate and whatever. I would never do that to him.
Yeah.
Understood. Rohan,
Never do that.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So we know Champs is in March. And
Right.
everyone has their competitors. And even though we as fans may put you guys up against each other, some of you at times are best of friends. So what I want to know is, tell me about the rivals that you'll be going up against. How do you feel going up against them in this time around? We know you did what you did last year, but how do you feel this year? Because we know every year is different and it carries a different feel, and because of the aims and aspirations that you're trying to achieve, which you have set out for yourself, how do you feel about going up against them? Is there any, little tingling?
No, not really. When you on the line going to our marks, everybody have the same goal to win. But after the race, all of us are friends.
What do you think about when you're called to your blocks? What happens when you have that big race? You're coming to the finals. You're in the finals. What goes through your mind? What happened there? Before you hear the starter says, call it to the blocks. What are some of the things that go through your mind? Or what are some of the things that went through your mind for that 200 meters?
Honestly, the 200-meter finals, when the starter said to your marks, I don't remember anything.
You just get there.
Yes. But most times when the starter said to your marks, I think, or in any other finals, I think that several other person line up with me. Everybody has the same goal to win or to medal.
I must confess, Latoya, that I think I am more nervous than him. Ever since I am more nervous for him ever since prep school. In his first race in Pampers at prep school, I am always nervous. No matter how you see I look composed or I am always nervous for him. Because it's it's your child, and you don't want to. But I am always nervous for him. But he doesn't. When I'm asking him, are you okay? You ready? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. And like he said, that 200 finals, when we were getting ready to warm up, he only did one black start and said, "Daddy, I'm ready." And I was like, this boy is crazy.
But you find that at times parents are most nervous than the children. For example, when we're doing common entrance or we're doing examinations, is the parents them a sweat are going, and we the kids just want to go into the room and get it over
But
with and come out.
yeah, that's true, Latoya. But funny enough, he's not. Excuse me. He's not pressured to do
Anything.
anything. Me and his mother, we don't pressure him. We don't say, well, say half an hour. I try to. Once we leave training, everything is left at training.
So don't you think that's the reason why, because of the fact that there's no pressure, you guys don't put that pressure on him, it makes him so relaxed? Rohan, is that the one of the reason why you're so relaxed and you don't carry the world and the problems and the pressure on your shoulder? You just go there and just do what you need to do and get it done.
Yes, that's one of the reasons, yes.
So that you need to I think you need to take a page from his book then. So that
But he's very hard. Latoya, he's very hard on himself. He's very, very hard on himself. It doesn't matter what the results is or the time is. He breaks down his races, break down the videos, and he is his harshest critique. And I'm telling him, you are still young. You are still young. Be patient, be patient, be patient. So it doesn't matter what the result is, Latoya.
So
if him cross the line first and the time is, whatever, he breaks down the race and he might tell himself, I say, relax. You're young. We have time to make up all these mistakes.
Wow. So how do you get him to come back? Because being your hardest critique on yourself, it works on your mentals. So you as dad and as coach, how do you get to bring him back? What are some of the things that you do to bring him back to reality? So let us start all over again and get into it so that he can come back to that composed when he's going to the line. Because
family time. Family time is mother. We have what we call a Dr. Heckler and Mr. Hyde, his mother. My mother reason a lot. Me and him reason, and we go sometimes with real life scenarios. We talk. She has her moments, her time with him where I just she and him a reason, she and him a do them thing, and I don't interrupt, I don't get involved. Me the same thing. And then like I mentioned, we have extended. We have a team around where everything, but it's family.
I have a question though. Hold on,
yes.
TT. Did the mother ever compete at champs? I know I was reading an article.
Yes.
I was reading an article, but I didn't find this. The source wasn't there, so I wanted to ask.
Yes.
She did the 100 and 200 meter, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure.
It's a family of track stars. That's why the name, as you saw, the name come forth. But I'm going to ask this question. A lot of times, and it's piggybacking on my question about the mentors, a lot of times we see athletes break down emotionally over their races or over something that is happening to them. Do you think it is wise for track and field in its entirety as a sport to embrace or open the door to having athletes speak about what is happening and knowing that it is nothing is wrong with it,
And Latoya, and that's why I spoke earlier about a team, and when I said a team, it doesn't simply means blood family members. but a team is important. And a lot of times when you see these athletes break down like this, it's because they are pressured. Sometimes coaches pressure them too much, and sponsors, family members pressure them. So when they go out there and they don't achieve the results or they don't get the results that was expected, you see them fall apart.
Understood. Thank you for that.
I have a question.
And I think it is unfair for a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 16-year-old, 17, 18, 19 years old, because they're still young. They're still learning, there's still a lot of development, so they are going to make mistakes. They are going to falter.
I have a question, Coach. You've been in the business a couple of decades.
Right.
What do you think, if you choose to answer, the status of Jamaican track and field in its holistic view?
Honestly, we did not capitalize. Jamaica did not capitalize on the Usain Bolt era. We did not capitalize on the Asafa Powell era. We did not capitalize.
We can shake your hand.
We did not capitalize on Shelley and Fraser Price's era. We did not capitalize on Elaine Thompson's era.
So
we did not.
No expounding needed on that.
No.
Johan, I'm back to Johan. No expounding needed. Johan, you, as earlier we said that you represented the national colors. You wore the national colors before. Tell me about your experience wearing the national colors at Carifta. How was that for you? What was that like for you? I know you want to wear the national colors again, but that experience, that first experience, what was that like for you?
It was a great feeling when you enter the stadium in Grenada. Every fan want pictures, want autograph. Even I don't think some of them even knows you, but you have on the Jamaica color, yeah.
It feels like it's a great feeling to have
to
wear the national colors. I must say thank you so much for flying the national color flag high. Whenever it is that you go into it, we do appreciate that. Even though you are so young, the standard that you have placed on it is a good one, and we thank you for that too.
Thank you.
Here at Track and Field Totnet, we tend to do a little quick game. And it will go for both of you guys. It's nothing hard, My first question in that game is that we want you to name your favorite athlete, both male and female.
Favorite athlete?
Both male and female.
For the male, it's more than one for the males.
Go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Guess you have different phase of your race.
Christopher Taylor, Jael Hyde, Andrew Aaron, and Akeem Blake.
Very interesting choices.
For the female, Shelley and Fraser Price, Sherika Jackson, Julian Alfred, and Sydney McLaughlin.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for that.
You're outside of the box. You're one of the first.
You are one of the first outside of the box, but you have great choices. Coach?
Yes.
Your favorite athlete?
My favorite athlete is Johan-Ramaldo Smythe.
I couldn't say anything else.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. My favorite female athlete is Shania Douglas, Shelley and Fraser Price.
So it's only one male, but you have two female. Hands
yes.
down. Can't take it away from you. Hands down. Okay, here's this question. Name the record or records that you would love to see go for 2025 and by whom?
The women's 100 and 200 meter.
Senior record.
So that is a senior?
Yeah.
Okay, and by whom would you like to see?
For the 200, Sherika Jackson. The 100, any one of the Jamaican female sprinters.
Shelly, Sherika.
So you don't think Miss Douglas can go at the junior record? She's impressive, you know.
Oh yes, the junior record too. Yes, Shania Douglas.
What, the 200 or the 100? The 100?
The 200.
Interesting. Shanoya, I hope you hear your training partner saying, putting that little halo over your head, that he would love to see you take that record. Coach?
Yes. Well, the junior 200-meter record, of course, I would love to see Shania, dismantle it.
Coach, you show your hand, you know. So you're not the expectation,
No,
but
so
you
we
show
see,
your
we see that it's going to go, man. Okay.
It's going. It's going.
And I am seeing Sherika Jackson coming out this season with some vengeance.
Vengeance in our eyes.
Yes.
Agree.
Yes. On the men's side, I honestly don't see much going on there, in terms of anybody getting to that 9.58 or that 19,
19.
I honestly don't.
Okay, interesting. You can leave those two.
Yeah.
Okay, so whichever one of you wishes to go first with this one. Fantasy relay team is what we call it here. So, Rohan,
Yes.
I'm going to ask you to build the fantasy 4x1, male and female, both. So I'm going to ask you to build the junior team for me, male and female, junior team 4x1. And I'm going to ask Dad to build the senior team 4x1, male and female.
Currently, the current juniors are
Current juniors that we have, yeah. So we're using current athletes. And I would love for you to put them in the order that you think they would be best at.
Jamal Stevens from Calabar in first leg.
Okay.
Gear card in the box stretch.
Okay.
Or the ankle leg, it doesn't really matter. Johan Smythe in the third leg, shotgun garden, box stretch or the ankle leg.
Okay. Interesting. And the female side? Interesting athletes you just pulled there.
For the females, Sabrina Dockery, this start.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana Lee Terlang second leg. Third leg. Ooh. I would like to see Skylar Franklin on the third leg and Shania Douglas on the ankle leg.
Seem like you can.
That's a very you've just been blowing my mind from night.
But better. It's a good view because you run with these athletes week in, week out. You know their strengths, you know their weaknesses, and it's really good for you to pick that way. It's interesting for the combination that you put together, though. It's really a good combination.
So you chose Skylar Franklin to run the 4x1 on the third leg. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting.
I would love to rub fun, you know.
It's really a fantasy. Dad, before you answer the question, Kino has a question for you. Kino said, Coach, you mentioned the very talented Sherika Jackson, but can a fit Elaine be beaten by anyone? A fit Elaine, he says, a fit one.
No, a fit Elaine, I don't see no one beating her. The fit Elaine, but that fit Elaine is like 4 years ago. So that's why I say Sherika, she's coming back with that vengeance.
Okay. All right. Thanks for that. So your time to build your fantasy 4x1, male and female, with the current crop of senior athletes, and name them in the order of how you would put them if you were the person to build that team.
I would have Akeem Blake leading off. 2, Civil. And 1, Andrew Hudson running the third leg to Kishane Thompson.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Nice.
Andrew Hudson.
Andrew Hudson.
Yep.
Okay. And the
JJ
female
listening?
The female.
that one touch you.
Cillian Fraser Price in the blocks. Sherika
Always.
Jackson on the second leg. Based on what's going on indoors right now, Nisha Berger. Because we're going with current form. Form. Nisha Berger on the third leg. And Brianna Liston taking it home.
None of the twins?
Listen now. That you rub off on your son, and son, that is taking a page out of your book. Because these teams
Nothing
is
wrong with that selection.
No,
And
the teams
and a lot of people don't realize that the best starter that the world have seen over the last 2 decades is Cillian Fraser Price. And the Jamaican failed to use her where she's needed. There's no other position in any relay when she's fit for her.
I don't think it's fair to use her where she's needed, but it's at the time, maybe it's at the time of when the team is what the crap that they have to deal with.
It's where you're needed.
Coach,
yes.
Coach, let me ask me this question: who is in charge when you pull up Marshall team? And you
the coach.
Who is in charge?
The coach.
Okay, Mr. Young Spike can't tell him not running the anchor, right?
Exactly.
Nothing.
And I have seen again the same thing with Sherika Jackson. She needs to go on the back stretch.
She has to go on the back stretch.
No, Zavian, she don't have to. Coach says she needs to. Leave it at the need, please.
All right.
Coach, continue saying that coming up here. As my hands is up, but continue saying that, please.
She needs to go on that back stretch. She has to go on the back stretch.
If you're not running the back stretch, don't run.
Right. In order for us to beat these Americans, she must run the second leg.
Well, maybe 2025 we may see that. Let's hope. We have been hoping, a lot of us have been hoping to see her run that backstretch.
Right.
Hopefully one day she will heed to the pressure of us out here.
Of social media.
Of us out here. Hopefully one day she and her team will heed to the pressure of us out here and say, all right, let me just give it and do that just for the colors, the national colors. I mean, like we continue to hope. We continue to hope to see.
I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen.
Well, Coach, if you say you think it's going to happen, I mean, you say you think a lot of things is going to happen, like how you said, Shania is going to dismantle. And I won't hold it to that word, because I'm going to bring back this little clip right here. So when it happened, but when it happened, to say you heard it here first. When Coach says Shania is she's not going to take the record. She's going to dismantle the record, put it out of reach a little bit until next Shania comes again. So I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to be here with us and to allow us to just have a talk.
And I appreciate it.
Everything. We do appreciate it. And we also, at the same time, thank you so much, Rohan. Sorry to keep you out late. I know, it's maybe eating time, dinner time, and soon bedtime time for you and stuff.
It passes bedtime.
See, Jesus have mercy. I am so sorry. But
that's okay.
I do appreciate it, though, Rohan, for taking the opportunity to come and talk to us and to be here with us. And we will be watching you definitely next week. And we also will be watching you coming future, because we know that the best is yet to come, as that says. The best is yet to come. continue to be great and continue to do what you do and continue to be humble in what you do and how you do it. And thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And thanks for having us.
Yeah,
And
no
Coach,
problem.
I'll see you again next week when you will
Yes.
be here with another of your greats and another of Jamaica's greats, none other than Shania.
Coach.
Yes.
One of my requests though, and
Yes.
I'm gonna ask. That time I not ask. Mr. Holt, love to talk
Yes.
to him.
Not a problem. We could set it up.
Because as you said, it's a name that we have not
Use a lot.
use a lot.
Or put
And
forward
Right.
the event that he does is not a boy event.
Thank you.
It's not a boy
Thank
event. And to get a perspective from what that event is from a young athlete is really good for persons to know how it really works.
Yeah, man.
Right?
That's not a problem. We'll set it up.
Yeah, man, no
Definitely
problem.
we'll set it up. So I see you again next week when you will be back here with us with Shania as we continue this drive and continue to look forward to what is to come, as we know that we are shaping up and gearing up to the big championship come next month. So thank you so much again,
I
Ramaldo.
appreciate
And
it.
thank you so much, Dad. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Welcome. So guys, that was our little talk with Rohan and Coach Smythe. And we are happy that you were able to be here with us and to be a part of this with us. And as I said, that come next week, we will definitely be having Shania and Coach Smythe here again. And more likely sometime shortly around the corner, we'll also have another Mushet with Coach Smythe, maybe, to talk about that event, because that event, the decathlon, is, as Zavian said, is not any easy event to do and to go forth. So we thank you so much for joining us. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you. Wherever it is that you joined us from, we are grateful for you to be here with us, and we are honored by that, with you being here with us. If it is that you have not yet subscribed to our socials, mainly our YouTube page, we ask that you go ahead and like, share, subscribe, and also comment over on our YouTube page. You can find us at Track and Field Talknet on all social. Subscribe. Please subscribe. I keep getting that wrong. I don't know. I don't do that well. My apologies. But please remember to subscribe to our YouTube page, because we do interviews, we talk about tracks, we show what's happening in track and field, not just Jamaica, but across the world. So we are thankful that you are able to spend some time with us. We are honored also for you to spend some time with us. So Zavian, we thank you also again for being here with me tonight as we do
No
that
problem.
interview. We'll definitely be back here next week, same time, when we will have Coach Smythe and Shania. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, wherever it is that you're joining us from. We thank you so much for being here with us. We appreciate you every time.